10 myths about space you may still believe. 10. Space is far away. Space may be the final frontier, but it's not that far up. The internationally accepted distance to space is 100 kilometers or 62 miles. In November 2005, Vijay Patsinghania set a hot air balloon world record height of 21.29 kilometers. That's more than a fifth the way to space. And in October 2014, Alan Eustace got almost halfway to space, 41.42 kilometers, tied to a helium balloon. And in November 1966, Project HARP's space gun fired a 180-kilogram projectile to a height of 180 kilometers. 9. Mercury is the hottest planet. Mercury is 50 million kilometers closer to the Sun than the next closest planet. But despite temperatures on Mercury reaching 840 degrees Fahrenheit or 449 degrees Celsius, it's not the hottest planet. Venus is the warmest planet due to its thick atmosphere, which traps heat in what is called a supercharged greenhouse effect. Temperatures there reach 880 degrees Fahrenheit or 471 degrees Celsius. That is hot enough to melt lead. 8. The Sun is on fire. There are no flames on the Sun, and it is not on fire nor is it burning. The heat of the Sun is produced via nuclear fusion rather than chemical combustion. The flames we see are in fact called prominences and are plasma made of hydrogen and helium. They loop up because they are trapped in the Sun's electromagnetic field. Even solar flares are not actual flames, but intense bursts of radiation. Their name comes from the intense light they release at almost every wavelength of the spectrum. 7. First man-made object in space. The Soviet Union, we are told, won the space race in 1957 with the launch of Sputnik 1. While Sputnik was the first man-made object to orbit Earth, it was not the first in space. Even NASA is confused and wrong on the subject, with two contradictory claims on their own website. On October 3, 1942, a V-2A4 rocket launched from Peenemünde in Germany. It traveled 118 miles up and officially became the first man-made object to reach space. Six. Asteroid fields are dangerous. This is what a Hollywood asteroid field looks like. They are always dangerous in the movies. In fact, the average distance between asteroids in an asteroid field is 2 million kilometers. And should you ever find yourself in an asteroid field, you would be lucky to see just one. 5. The color of the Sun. Whether it's in a child's drawing or a NASA video, we expect the Sun to have some sort of color. But the color of the Sun, as seen on Earth, is dependent on the Earth's atmosphere. The short wavelength colors, green, blue, and violet, are scattered by the atmosphere. NASA videos don't help, as they will often show the Sun in the colors we see on Earth. While our Sun is technically a yellow star, it has the full spectrum of light. So in space, it is white. 4. The dark side of the Moon. The dark side of the Moon is a misconception that exists because we only ever see one side. The Moon is tidally locked to Earth, meaning it spins on its axis at the same rate as Earth. As a result, only one side of the Moon ever faces us. The far side of the Moon actually receives as much sunlight as the side that faces Earth. When the moon is farthest from us, which is known as libration, we get to see about 9% of the far side. 3. Black holes suck. The pull of a black hole is so powerful that even light can't escape once the event horizon is crossed. But the physics of a black hole are the same as any other body in the universe. And like any other body in the universe, their pull is dependent on mass and distance. So, if you replaced our sun with a black hole with the same mass, Earth's orbit would not change. 2. Death in space. Being in the vacuum of space without a spacesuit means certain death. But what would kill you? In the movies, you could freeze, boil, or explode. Despite some swelling, you wouldn't explode. Your body is easily able to contain the difference in pressure. Depending on whether you're in shade or sunlight, you would face extreme temperatures. These would range from -450 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -267 degrees Celsius, and 250 degrees Fahrenheit or 121 degrees Celsius. But because there is no conduction or convection in the vacuum of space, it would be close to an hour before you began to suffer any temperature-related ill effects. And long before that, you will have suffocated to death. There is still a twist, however. Remember to exhale before ending up in space, and you will black out before dying. If you try to hold your breath, oxygen will expand and rupture your lungs. 1. Zero gravity. There is no such thing as zero gravity. Anything with mass has gravitational attraction, even you. Wherever you are in space, you will always be subject to the forces of another body. Astronauts in space don't float because of a lack of gravity, but are in fact falling to Earth. They look like they are floating because everything is falling to Earth at the same speed. In fact, while in orbit, astronauts still experience 90% of Earth's gravity. Satellites maintain orbit around the Earth by flying between 7,000 and 17,000 miles per hour depending on their height. The closer the satellite is to Earth, the faster it has to fly to maintain orbit. Even the Moon has gravity, but it is 17% of the gravity of Earth, so you weigh 83% less, which is why astronauts can still fall down when they are on the Moon.